Hi, I'm Lisa Steinberg with Starry Constellation Magazine.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Pleasure is definitely mine. I'm a long time fan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we get this moment between Jane and Alfred Molina's character, McCall, where he kind of begs her to shoot him in the head, but she doesn't, and sort of offers a little bit of empathy in a way. And I wanted to ask kind of ultimately what you think it is about this determined vengeful path that Jane has for her that sort of changes in this moment.
Yeah, I think it's very eye-opening. I think that Jane really uses her empathy for this man. Because you know, in any situation where you are arguing with someone and you look at their life and you look at it into your perspective and you're like, you know what? I don't need to do anything because their life is going to happen for them. And it's clearly they're hurting a lot more than I would even ever want them to hurt. And so you kind of just like step back and you're like, karma, like let it just happen because it will. And I think that's really powerful for Jane to identify in that moment.
Well, it certainly also talks to the dynamics of female friendship as well, and the lengths that we will go for people who we care about. And
Mm.
wanted to ask kind of how does Millie and Jane's kind of unlikely friendship become this ultimate bond and female testament in a sense as well?
Yeah. I mean, so I think, you start out with Jane and you start out thinking one thing about Jane and you kind of see that she's closed off, right? That's why she doesn't really have any friends, only her horse. And you have realized that Jane and Millie actually do know each other, but just haven't hung out because Jane probably thinks that they're way too different. And I think that's a huge lesson to be learned because, I mean, as humans, we judge immediately. As fast as a blink of an eye, we you walk in and we're going to judge you. But I think that's the lesson in The Girl Who Loved Horses is that don't be closed off, don't judge, because at the end of the day, when you get to learn and to know someone, you're probably going to fall in love with who they are.
We get to see this vast desert space, but of course, like you talk about these beautiful horses as well. And I wanted to just kind of ask what you really kind of took away from communing with these beautiful animals and this
Yeah.
open area and vastness that we get to see as well. That's sort of the setting to all of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's so beautiful, right? It's so amazing. I mean, so I grew up in the valley with horses, so it wasn't too foreign to me to live in that world again. Um, I mean, I'm a valley girl at heart. Like I need to be surrounded by the mountains. I need to be surrounded by openness. I was just in Montreal for like 6 months, and being in the city, I just felt like I feel like that's how Jane would feel, just very like suffocated and isolated. So it was a breath of fresh air filming Roar.
Well, thank you so much. That's all my time for this afternoon. And again, it's such a pleasure. And thank you so much for your wonderful work in this series.
Thank you for watching it.
My pleasure.